Alright, so this is for Supernatural Folklore. It is for a project on Supernatural Experience. I'm Dylan. This is my friend Patrick. He has consented to discuss this experience that we have both had, but we're getting it mainly from his perspective. So, Patrick, go ahead and tell the story.
What year was it?
I think we just graduated high school. Or
yeah, so 08 then.
Yeah,
2008.
Yep.
2008. So I think it was the summer of 2008, and that was when Clinton, a friend of ours, we were all doing. We started doing like these investigations on homes, like reported hauntings and stuff like that. So we thought it'd be interesting to go out and start doing this stuff. And we got some interesting things documented. We got some voices and some things and some interesting, mainly footage, some interesting stuff. Anyway, we went to this one place called Grayson Springs. I think it was Grayson Springs.
Yeah, I think so.
Grayson Springs.
Where's Grayson Springs at again? I forget.
It's in Clarkson. On I can't remember the main road, but you got one road for about 5 minutes.
Right.
But anyway, it's it used to be like a hotel kind of setup where you would stay, and a lot of people came for healing to go into the springs. They thought that would heal them. So they had like senators and presidents and stuff like that stay there apparently just for some of their healing properties way back in the day. At one point, I think it turned into like something like a retirement home kind of deal or something like that. They were taking care of people, maybe a TB hospital. That one that was going on at that time. But I don't know. But it burned down, and I think it reportedly killed a good number of people. Anyway, so we thought that would be a good spot to go do that.
Right.
So we went one night, and we parked off the road a good ways because we had to walk. Because a lot of the stuff that we did was not the most legal. Well, it wasn't handled in the most legal ways, I suppose.
None of it was legal.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway, anyway, I don't know. Maybe we could have been under it anyway. Anyway, so we had our fun, but we needed to get into the place to do an investigation, so we went around the backyard because that's where it was not lit up as much. But there were these railroad trains. I gotta paint the picture for you. We had the house, and in the back there was a porch, and all of it had a roof over it. And then you have maybe about 15 feet of grass, and then you get to a railroad ties, like the big blocks, standing up in various heights, making a fence. And then that was forest, a creek, and then a hill up to some houses and stuff in the main road. So you can hear and see everything going on fairly well, especially over into the woods and stuff. So we crawled back to the, we didn't crawl back. Crawl isn't, I guess. We moved slowly back to the porch area, and you guys threw me up on the roof, and I had to check for a way to get in. So we went to this window that had cardboard over it, and I opened it up, and you could pull it up, and you could see that you can get in there. So, but then we heard a noise, and that's where I stopped because I thought someone was like gonna get us or something. So I laid low on the deal, and I think
On the roof.
On the roof. I just laid on the roof. Just laid on the roof, and then I remember it was so funny. I remember thinking like it felt forever, but I know it was only up there for like 5 minutes. But I could hear the footsteps, like something walking behind the railroad ties, But I could see over it. I couldn't see anything, I thought maybe it was an animal, but I don't know why we didn't hear it beforehand or anything. It just started, and it wasn't doing anything. It was just like consistent, And it was like organized. Most animal patter, here it's like, they make scuffling noises and stuff like that. But I don't know. I couldn't see anything. So I jumped down and met up back with you guys. You guys were just sitting there in the shadows under a tree. Legally in the shadows. Mm-hmm. But, and then, what was it? Oh, we hung out there for a little bit and discussed like our game plan, and we walked back over there and watched the area. We couldn't see anything. So at that point we were watching the fence the whole time, and I got back up on the roof and, started crawling over to the window again, and I noticed there were so many spider webs in that way, and I'm not like terrified of spiders or anything, but I at that time I had such long hair. I had like long flowing locks, and I did not want a bunch of spiders like spider eggs or spider webs, spider dinner or anything in my hair. So I went to go back, and I leaned over the edge, and I told you guys, hey, I need a stick for my hair or something. I need a stick for the spider webs or something. And then at that time, we all looked over at the railroad ties, and there was this, like, it was just like this big shadow kind of deal. It was already shaded over there for the most part, but you could still see because of the lighting. But there was a shadow, and it fell over the top of the fence. It was at the top, and it just looked like it rolled and fell over the fence and hit the grass, it sounded like something with appendages, like a body or something falling on the ground. But the grass was lit up there. There was nothing there, So just like this black thing was like boom, and there, and you guys were still sitting there, and I remember I was on my stomach laying on the roof, and I was able to jump up in one swift motion over to where I came up at, and I grabbed the side of the roof and just swung down like Tarzan, and I hit the ground running. Like, I was out of there, and there was a lot of foul language going left and right, and
That's
you guys were still there. Like,
right.
You didn't even notice until I was already away from the house that he's like, holy shit, that guy's gone.
I'm pretty sure at that one point after that had happened, we just completely froze out, and you had some dialogue that it's vulgar, so we'll censor it. But we'll go ahead and say that, here's what I recall. As we were sitting there and we'd seen that, it was completely quiet afterwards, we were froze. And all of a sudden, before we clicked in our heads that this is happening, we hear, which is the sound of Patrick running off of the roof, leaping down, gets past us, and by the time we see Patrick, we realize that's probably the best idea. And during this whole time, he's just saying, F this, F this, F this, F this, F this, brrr. And,
yep.
Yeah, as soon as we saw him, we hopped on board real quick. What happened exactly to that shadow, or whenever it leaped over, or dark mass?
I don't know what it was or anything, because it was just there. It was strange. We all knew to look over there at the same time too. We were just like, "What the heck's going on here?" We all looked over, and then we saw this thing on the edge of it just went.
And it didn't even give warning signs, if I recall.
No,
it was because it went super quiet after the footsteps.
Yeah. It was dead silence again.
And then we just homed in on it.
Yeah, and this thing was just there and fell over it. But it was lit up, man. There was nothing there. Clinton sat there and looked at it forever.
Oh, we all did. I'm pretty sure we heat-seeked that thing to see, okay, when are you going to move?
Yeah, we were out of there really quick.
Yeah.
That was intense.
Was that probably the most intense moment we had with that? Well, personally, that was my I don't know about maybe you or Clinton.
No, that was it.
That's the epitome?
Yeah.
I think that's the bar. Yeah. So today, do you still believe the super hardcore supernatural, especially after that? Like paranormal?
I don't know if I hardcore believe it, but it's definitely really interesting. Mm-hmm. I can see the input. I can see that it could fit in there, but and into the beliefs, I suppose. But I don't. No. Who knows?
Still ever put together? What do you think that could have been?
No. I'm just like it's something that I just want to understand. I just don't know.
Yeah.
What are you gonna know?
As far as I know, that's about what I want to ask. We got the whole experience covered. Thank you, Patrick, for doing this interview with me. A good friend of mine. I guess that's it. I might add my own narratives later on in a different interview. But until then, that's it. All right.